31M. I found out that my husband wanted my best friend and I can't get over it. I met my husband in college 13 years ago. I have been in love with him for 12 years, 11 months, 30 days and 23 3/4 of an hour. But very soon I noticed he was more interested in my best friend, so I tried to suppress my feelings. She was always the beautiful one and it wasn't a surprise that he would fall for her. Before graduating, however, he asked me out. I was surprised but over the moon. I thought to myself that I must have been mistaken about him like her, because why would he ask me out? Instead, we got engaged and married within 2 years. My best friend was my mo. My marriage was like a fairy tale. I felt so loved all the time. We have 3 beautiful children and my husband's business took off and he is very successful now. My best friend also got married and we stayed close even after she moved abroad. She got divorced a year ago, so she moved back home. She visited us for a weekend on her way. When she saw our place and how we lived, and after a few glasses of wine, she said that my husband was the one who got away. I was so confused, but she said, "Didn't you know? He asked me out several times and I said no." My husband started telling her to cut it, but she insisted and swore that I must have known. My husband said she was lying, so she took her phone and there it was. A text from him to her the day before we got married telling her he will always wonder what if, and it made him sad and asked her out one final time. It was like the walls closed down on me. Like the world has ended. I didn't say much to her, just was silent. Before she left, she apologized and told me that she was overwhelmed with the life I had and felt resentment. I'm in therapy now. I thought it would be a magical solution to my misery, but it isn't. It's good to talk to someone I know, but that's just when I'm able to talk. Often I just sit there not knowing how to formulate a sentence. Same at home. It's been a year now since he touched me. I just can't stand the feel of him. The few times he tried, I went into hysterics and my body physically broke out in hives. I feel ugly and disgusting. I haven't looked myself in the mirror either, because I just see something obnoxious looking back at me, so it was easier to stop looking. I live for my children now because they're innocent in all of this. Other than that, I don't know what to do. My husband is in total despair. He says he loves me and he never loved anyone like me, but they're just words to me. I know I'm being unreasonable, especially that I don't let him near me, but all I can say to him is that I don't know when or if this is going to be better. I gave him the option of divorce, but he adamantly refuses that and starts panicking when I bring this subject up. Same with me giving him permission to sleep with others, since I can't and I don't know when I will be able again. What can I do more? Nothing seems to work with me. I still love him, but I just can't. Help. Disappointed. So the friend still had this text from 2011 or so on her phone. Weird. The day before your wedding? I can envision the possibility of some commenters here being harsh to you. I'm worried people will tell you to simply get over yourself, or that you're making a big deal out of nothing after a long, in your words, fairy tale like marriage. However, only learning a year ago that your husband of several years asked your best friend out the day before your wedding and expressed regret that he couldn't be with her is a devastating blow. And it is completely understandable that you are struggling with this news. His behavior back then is unconscionable and cruel. You did not deserve that. Sure, many people have doubts before getting married, but most people don't take a step that far and cross so many boundaries. I'm glad you're seeking therapy, even though it doesn't seem to be helping much. May I ask if it's individual therapy or couples therapy? If individual, are you able to access couples therapy? It might be helpful to have a third party help you both process your feelings and how to move forward. If that is something you wish to do. The fact that you feel ugly and disgusting breaks my heart. I know he may not have engaged in an affair with your friend, but to me, asking her out before you got married is a form of infidelity. Perhaps you could seek out a women's support group for people who've experienced cheating? Maybe some group validation and encouragement could help? Lastly, are you still in contact with this friend? If so, does it seem to be hurting or helping? Or just neutral? I am sorry this happened to you. Had it just been that you husband had asked your friend out a few times in college, I would say try to leave the past in the past. It is his text to her the day before your wedding that must hurt the deepest. Honestly, I have no real advice to give. I can only say that sometimes it takes a very long time to heal deep hurts, and even then the best decision may be to leave the ones who have hurt you behind. Whether you stay or go, don't feel rushed to make that decision. Take whatever time you need to figure it out. 1 year or 5 years, it doesn't matter. Maybe look at a different therapist, because after a year you should be able to articulate your feelings and have a way forward. You are just stagnant and it isn't good for you, your husband, or your kids. I know you said you aren't ready for couples counseling, but if you really want to save your marriage, then you are going to have to push yourself and make that first step, no matter how hard it is. I wish you luck. I'm not sure who is a bigger twat here, your husband or your best friend. Who does this? And why has she saved a text from years ago just to show you after she gets divorced? Saboteur. It's possible your husband has truly moved on from this fantasy with your friend from years ago, but unfortunately you are just discovering it now. Hope you guys can get some couples therapy. Wishing you much healing op heart adhesive bandage and some better quality friends. What your friend did was intentionally cruel, and I am so sorry for that. What your husband did the night before your wedding, trying to ask her out, was also cruel. But you are an amazing woman. You have given birth to 3 beautiful children and built an amazing life. Beauty is only skin deep, but being truly beautiful deep into your soul is what really matters. I don't know what conversations you have had with your therapist or what techniques they have tried, but if it is not working, you might try a different therapist. Not every therapist is a good fit. I hope you can find it within yourself to love yourself. As for the hubs, you can decide what you want to do about him once you have figured out what an amazing person you are. The day before your wedding. God damn, that's harsh. I'm so sorry, op. It's time to really think about what you want your future to be and your life to be. In terms of your years of relationship and your children, don't fall into the sunk cost fallacy. I personally don't know if I could get over this. His mistruths for years. The fact he was still trying the day before your wedding. Do what you have to do for your own happiness and the security of your children. And that woman is not your friend. She came there that night to blow your life up. If she was your friend, you would have seen that text the night before your wedding. Wait, who has a text saved from 10 years ago on their phone, all queued up and ready to show? Question mark. Does he even have a chance of bouncing back from this? If in your heart, the answer is no, which would be completely understandable, it's time for divorce. The kids will suffer being held hostage by a loveless marriage. As a child of a dysfunctional, stay together for the kids, family. I must say, do not stay together for the kids. It has only ruined our lives, and I am still dealing with the consequences of my parents' decisions. Divorce and rebuild your life while you and your kids are still young. Good luck to you, op. He constantly kept asking her out, and the day of your wedding he asked one last time. He's selfish. If she said yes, he would have left to be with her. It feels like he settled for you. What would he have done the night before your wedding if she had said yes? Would he have left you at the altar? I don't think I could come back from that. I'm sorry this has happened to you. I'm so sorry. I could have gotten over him asking her out in college before you. But asking her the day before your wedding? No, absolutely not. I'd have to leave. I'd never trust this man again. You deserve someone that you can trust completely, and your kids deserve to see their mom happy and fully loved. Your friend and your husband are both garbage people for their parts in this. Your friend kept that message for a reason. And clearly it was to hurt you when it suited her. She should have told you when it happened. Or never. I'm not jumping to divorce here necessarily. But what kind of pos texts their fiancé's best friend the day before the wedding and professes their love for her and asks her out one last time? Would he have called off the wedding if she said yes? Gone through with it, then had it annulled? I cannot wrap my head around how absolutely disgusting it is for someone to do that. He also risked that she would tell you immediately. And then what would have happened? The day before the wedding? I don't know what the answer is, but a year is a long time to still be in the exact same place. I think you need to rip the band-aid off and go to couples therapy if you think there's any chance of saving this. And you might want to think about trying a new therapist for yourself. 1. Friend is jealous, vindictive and deceitful. She hid this from you to feel superior and threw it in your face to hurt you when she was jealous. Total trash bag. Glad you cut her off. 2. Husband is deceitful and disrespectful. He asked her out multiple times before and during your relationship, including the day before your wedding. What if she had said yes? He was 100% willing to leave or cheat. In my book, that's an emotional affair. People might say it was a long time ago, but he's been lying and hiding it for 13 years. He even lied to you the day she told you what he did, by denying it and trying to say she's the one lying. If she didn't have the text, he was ready to continue playing you for a fool. Yes, you've been with him for a long time, but you're only 31. You have so many years of youth and good health ahead of you. So much life to enjoy. I don't think you should spend any of that time with a man who lied to you, was never emotionally loyal, disrespected you and makes you feel ugly. You can be happy. You will be happier without him. And your kids will be better off to have a happy mom. You spent a long time loving a man who wasn't worthy of it. I think you should love yourself now. Stop giving him options. He broke your trust, faith and heart with what he did. Your friend is vile and I would never talk to her again, but ultimately this was his doing to betray you the day before you got married. He broke your marriage. This is not your fault and it is not about your looks. You are no longer happy with him, so you should put yourself first and divorce him. Your friend sounds like a bitch. You don't go ahead and say this to your best friend after 13 years. I think you need a new therapist. It's been a year. A therapist should have been able to help you come to terms with this one way or another. He doesn't want a divorce because of how much he is going to lose. No matter what you decide to do, I hope that friend of yours is out of your life.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.